Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan. It's the visiting Valley Vikings against the Fort Morgan Mustangs. I'm John Beltran as the Mustangs are playing their third game of the season as they dropped a couple of games in the Mustang Classic on Saturday, 7-4 to Woodland Park and 3-1 to Sterling, while the Vikings are playing their 2014 season opener. Get to the starting lineups here momentarily. We'll remind you that you can certainly follow us at KSIRsports.com and just click on the appropriate link for today's game, pitch by pitch. Batting first for Valley's the second baseman, Austin Bruns. The left fielder, Troy Wright, hits second. Peyton Chacon, the catcher, hits third. The cleanup hitters, the pitcher, Ramiro Martinez. Carter Chacon, the third baseman, bats fifth. First baseman Avery Hanzlacek hits sixth. The center fielder Sean Chacon bats seventh. The DH is Cody Fuller, and Carlos Uribe is batting ninth. Wes Anderson's at first for Brush. Reyes Rodriguez at second. Austin Cosman at third. The shortstop is Tony Zwedzig. Around the outfield, Chris Anderson at left. James Blackton in center. Jared Bowman right. The catcher is Joey Schneider. And the left-hander Kyle Daniels delivers a changeup for a strike at the knees. No balls and one strike. Here's the wind and pitch to Austin Bruns. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop, Zwedzig. He fields. He fires to first in time. And there is the first out on just two pitches. There's one down. And that'll bring up Troy Wright. Right-handed hitter for Valley. The Vikings coached by Steve Kistler in their black uniforms with the white pants. The Mustangs in all white with the maroon lettering, coached by Josh Langford. And the lefty delivers. Changeup in there for a strike on the outer half at the knees. It's 0-1. The opening pitch today brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with two locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs, Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. And that breaking ball is in the dirt. One ball and one strike to Troy Wright for Valley. Laying down the sign is Schneider. And the pitch. And the curveball is in the dirt again. Ball two, strike one. To the right-handed hitting Valley Viking. Mustangs will play their road opener coming up on Friday. The breaking ball's down and away. 3-1 to Troy Wright. They'll play 3 games coming up in La Junta, 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday. Trinidad, Buena Vista, and La Junta. And that fastball's high and away on 5 pitches. Troy Wright is walked. And that'll bring up Peyton Chacon. Chacon, the right-handed hitting catcher, steps in for the Vikings. Schneider lays down the sign. Conservative lead at first over there for Wright. And the pitch. And that looks like it tails just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Daniels likes to work pretty quickly here. Gets the sign. And the throw back to first, and back in diving is Wright. Again, you can follow us at KSIRsports.com, pitch by pitch. Right there on your smartphone, computer, or iPad. Long pause by Daniels, and the offering. Swung on and lifted into deep left field to his left. Still going back now, shy of the track, and cannot get to the ball. That's Chris Anderson, and he plays it on a hop, then drops the ball, but gets it back in. It amounts to a long single. Anderson did not get a great read on that. Runners at first and second on simply a fly ball. And that'll bring up the opposing pitcher, Ramiro Martinez. Yeah, I don't know how well Anderson saw it because he ventured to his left, but he wasn't racing towards the ball. I don't know how well he saw it. The stretch, the runners take their leads, and the pitch. Breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Premier Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. They understand and are passionate about agriculture. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending. The pitch. Curveball is grounded slowly to short. Zwedzig charges, flips to second for 1. barely in time to get the trail runner, Peyton Chacon, and there's 2 down with runners at the corners. Nice play made there by the Mustang shortstop, Tony Zwedzig. And that will send up the left-handed hitting Carter Chacon. This guy's got power. Now, Valley's one of those teams that both Brush and Fort Morgan play during the regular season. Fort Morgan has them in a non-conference play, and the Bee Diggers as a Patriot League opponent. Chacon playing third base today. Lefty against lefty. Runners take their leads, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup. No balls and 1 strike. Courtesy runner at first, trying to identify the number there for Valley. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Daniels. And the 0-1. And that changeup is low. And the count levels at 1-1. Let's see if we can track that number down at first base for the Valley Viking runner. Ty Hanslacek. Throw back to first, back in diving is Hanslacek. Count remains at 1-1. Again, another throw to first, back in diving. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 down. Here in the top of the first inning, no score. The stretch by Daniels, and the pitch, and the slow curve is belted towards center field. That's a base hit, as Wright will score. Hanslacek advances to second, and the Valley Vikings lead here in the opening inning by a score of 1-0. And that was a little bit of a hanger there thrown by Daniels. That'll bring up Avery Hanslacek. The stretch and the pitch. Changeup is upstairs. One ball and no strikes. The stretch. Runners take their leads. And the pitch swung on and popped up and out of play. Count levels at 1-1. Building up the pitch count already in this opening inning is Daniels. The pitch. And that tails away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out, 1 in. The pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. 3-1. Daniels has already walked a hitter in this inning. Trying to avoid doing it again. The stretch and the offering, and that is just outside with a tailing fastball. And the bases are loaded as Avery Hanslacek walks. And here comes Sean Chacon, right-handed hitting center fielder for Valley. Looking to put a major dent on the scoreboard here in the opening frame. From the windup is Daniels, and the pitch swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. You can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports and at B106 and Facebook as well. Fastball down and away. That's already 21 pitches thrown in this top of the first inning by Kyle Daniels. Gets the sign from Schneider. And the pitch. And the curveball is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. And a pitch. Swag and a miss. On a heater up in the zone. The count is level at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He can get out of this with only 1 run allowed. And the lefty delivers. Tails away. Look like a changeup, 3-2. Your one-stop center for home improvement projects, Ackley Building Center, flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more. Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering, runner's going, and it's up and away. Walked him. Scoring is Hanzlacek. And it's now 2-0 in favor of Valley. On the bases loaded walk to Sean Chacon. So the Mustangs now in a world of trouble here with a DH, Cody Fuller. About to step in. Big, strong right-handed hitter is Fuller. And the offering. That fastball's on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch in the dirt. One with a breaking ball again. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Cody Fuller. And the pitch, swang, and a foul off to the right. You got to put him away now. At least limit them to 2 runs. And Valley has just 1 hit. But a couple of walks have certainly hurt. The pitch. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball in the outer half at the knees. And the inning is finally over. 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Valley 2 and the Mustangs coming to bat on B106 and B106.com.
We know in this business of healthcare that many people travel outside their area for medical care. We just want you to know that when you are approached with a decision for rehabilitation, we can help. Our large specialized therapy staff works with residents every day that are admitted after a surgery or illness from many different out-of-area hospitals. We even transport you from the hospital to our facility and back to your doctor follow-up visits, all for free. If you are anticipating a surgical procedure out of town, come by Aspen Rehab at Valley View at 815 Fremont Avenue or call 970-867-8261.
Equitable Savings helping to bring you local sports team coverage at home or on the road. With Equitable's mobile banking app, you can bank with ease on the road or at home. Check up on your checking account, transfer funds, and even pay bills. For home loans, though, Equitable keeps things close to home. Your loan is approved, funded, and serviced locally. Borrow locally, bank globally at Equitable Savings. Since 1954, the same local ownership, the same commitment to our communities. Member FDIC insured. Deposits are FDIC insured to at least earn $50,000. An equal housing lender.
The Valley Vikings now with the lead, 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning in Fort Morgan. We'll get to the Mustang starting lineup, which is brought to you by Blodorn Lumber at blodornlumber.com. You can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Whether you're a contractor or painting your living room at Blodorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Blodorn Lumber, 130 State Street in Fort Morgan. The Mustangs batting first is the pitcher Kyle Daniels. Left fielder Chris Anderson hits second. Austin Cosman, the third baseman, bats third. The cleanup hitters Wes Anderson. Right fielder Jared Bohm hits fifth. Reyes Rodriguez, the second baseman, hits sixth. Tony Zwedzig, the shortstop, bats seventh. Jared Henderson hits eighth. And Joey Schneider, the catcher, will hit ninth. The pitcher here for Valley, Ramiro Martinez to Kyle Daniels. And the first pitch at the bottom of the first is in the dirt with a fastball. Avery Hanzlacek at first. The second baseman is Austin Bruntz. Carter Chacon at third, and between him at short is David Simonson. Troy right and left. Sean Chacon in center. Carlos Uribe in right. Swung on line foul. Catcher is Peyton Chacon. And, of course, the right-hander, Ramiro Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wine in the pitch. And the breaking ball's up and away. Really didn't break at all. 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Short arm that in the dirt's 3-1. Three and one to Kyle Daniels. Martinez pitches. That is over for a strike with a fastball at the knees. It's 3-2. Fort Morgan looking for their first win of the season after dropping 2 games on Saturday. And the 3-2 offering. Swung on, grounded right back to the mound. Martinez throws to first, and there's 1 out. That'll send up the left fielder, Chris Anderson. Another left-handed hitter here for the Mustangs. Yeah, nice to have a starting lineup which features 2 lefties right off the bat. Makes it more difficult for a right-handed pitcher. The offering. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Martinez certainly trying to establish that fastball here against this Mustang lineup, which has scored 5 runs over the first 2 games. And the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball is fouled off to the left. Count goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Chris Anderson. An RBI single by Carter Chacon. And a bases-loaded walk to Sean Chacon. The pitch. Swung on, grounded, foul up the third base side. Count remains at 0-2. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. MMI International, 842-5161. And the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded down the third baseline, foul again. It'll be another 0-2. Coming up to Chris Anderson. Here it is. Swung on line, and that is going to be into left field for a base hit. Didn't hit it hard, but hit it in the perfect spot. And the Mustangs have a base runner with 1 down, and Austin Cosman stepping in from the right side. Nice job of hitting there from Anderson down in the count, and he just took it the other way. The Vikings at double play depth. Martinez stretches. And the pitch. Fastball. That's a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. To Austin Cosman. Short lead at first. And the offering. Swung on, grounded weakly down the third baseline, foul. Down most to 0-2. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable savings and loan with financial solutions for you. Well, the previous hitter, Anderson, got a base hit on an 0-2. This is an 0-2 coming up to Cosman. Here it is. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our next Mustang baseball game will be on Wednesday, a week from today, here against Weld Central. We're covering state basketball this weekend for the Bee Diggers on 10-10 while the Mustangs are playing in La Junta. Of course, that's the baseball team in La Junta. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat down the first base line. It trickles foul. Count remains at 1-2 to the junior, Austin Cosman. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't just settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the first inning. Valley leads Fort Morgan 2-0 here in Fort Morgan. Stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw back to first. Back and diving is Anderson as Cosman strikes out. There's 2 down. That'll bring up Wes Anderson, the third of 4 left-handed hitters and a senior. He's got some pop in that bat. He proved that a year ago with few home runs. And with this lineup being less experienced than last year, they're going to need him more. The pitch, swing, and a miss on a fastball at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. No balls and 1 strike to Anderson. The stretch by the right-hander Martinez. The pitch, swing, and a miss. That fastball in the outer half. Looked like Anderson pulled his right hip a little bit too much towards first base, which would help him on an inside pitch, but not one that's down and away. 0-2 to the Mustang first baseman. Martinez looks in and delivers. Fastball outside, runner going. The throw to second is right there. Anderson is out by a mile as Simonson applies the tag. Runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left as we head to the second in Fort Morgan. Valley 2, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
Whoever said there isn't a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow hasn't been to Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore. And now is the time. It's their 3rd annual credit union sale. The 13th, 14th, 15th, 17th, and 18th. You're not going to find better luck anywhere. Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore has a huge selection with all makes and models, fitting everyone's budget. Through Tuesday, Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore has 40 of Colorado's best credit unions on site to get you pre-approved for the vehicle of your dreams. Check out Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore's amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. There's something for everyone. Save huge with interest rates as low as 1.9% on all used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Hurry in. Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore's 3rd annual credit union sale. It's happening only through March 18th. Hurry in and find yourself some luck at Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore. Ehrlich Toyota East Used Car Superstore on exit 80 in Fort Morgan. Making a difference one vehicle at a time. The 13th, 14th, 15th, 17th, and 18th only. Check us out online 24/7 at EhrlichToyotaEast.com. See dealer for complete details.
Let's head to the second inning where the Valley Vikings lead the Fort Morgan Mustangs 2-0. Left-hander Kyle Daniels will contend with the 9-1 and 2 hitters Carlos Uribe, Austin Bruns, and Troy Wright. Yeah, just an outstanding throw to end the bottom of the first inning by Peyton Chacon, and that pitch a little bit off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes already. That was the 30th pitch thrown by Daniels and only 13 for strikes. Got to find the strike zone and get back on track. The offering, a changeup is up and away. 2-0. This is Valley's season debut. The pitch. That pitch is upstairs again on the changeup. 3-0. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. Colorado Plains Medical Center, a level 3 trauma center. That's a changeup right down the middle. 3-1. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. 3 balls and 1 strike. See if Daniels can come back on the 9-hitter, Carlos Uribe. And that tails outside corner for a strike. Good call there. Uribe thought it was going to be ball 4, but it was right there. 3-2 to the right-handed hitting Valley Viking. Wind and pitch. Swung on and twisted foul off to the right. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, if you want to find out what's happening in this game, scoring-wise, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at B106, and just go to KSIRsports.com. Follow the game pitch by pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup at the letters. That's a strikeout for Kyle Daniels of Carlos Uribe. There's 1 down. Well, he retired the first hitter in the top of the first. Now he's got to do the same here to the remainder of the hitters, because that's when the damage started. A 5-pitch walk to Troy Wright, who's on deck. Here's Austin Brunts, who grounded to the shortstop Zwedzig to begin the game. The pitch. And the curveball is a beauty right there at the knees. It's 0-1. The left-hander Daniels looks in. And the offering. That breaking ball's in the dirt. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul, out of play. 1-2 to the right-handed hitting Austin Brunts. The pitch. Swing and foul tip, but Schneider dropped it. It remains a foul. Stays at 1-2. Schneider almost caught that ball, but it was foul tipped just off his glove. So Brunts remains alive, hitting with an open close stance, I should say, that left foot closer to the plate. That is a fastball just outside. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Austin Brunts. That's 2 strikeouts in a row, by the way, for Daniels. Can he make it? 3. Swung on and grounded to third down the line. Fielded perfectly. Long throw to first by Cosman is offline, and it will be safe there for Austin Brunts as Anderson applied the tag, but couldn't make it anyway, so that'll be an error on the third baseman, Cosman, on the errant throw. And the first error of the game. That'll bring up Troy Wright, who drew a walk. In the opening frame, Valley 2, Fort Morgan nothing in the top of the second inning. Short lead at first. And the pitch swung on and twisted foul off to the right and out of play. Count is at 0-1. You can hit something up the middle. Zwedzig is very solid at short. He was a very good second baseman a year ago. Stretch throw back to first. Nothing doing there. Tough to run against a left-hander. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The stretch. And the throw back to first again. Back in easily is Austin Brunts. Yeah, Zwedzig just moving a little bit to his left, anticipating something up the middle. The pitch. And the breaking ball's in the dirt, but Schneider blocks it, gets about a foot away from him. He chases it down. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Valley with a 2-0 lead and an RBI single from Carter Chacon and a bases-loaded walk to Sean Chacon. Daniels delivers. Swung on and driven into center field. Coming in is James Blackston, ranging under it. Makes the two-handed catch. And there's 2 down. Retreating to first is Austin Brunts. And that will send up the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Peyton Chacon, who had a single in the opening frame. I mentioned that Valley got 1 hit in the first. They got 2. Peyton Chacon and Carter Chacon. They've got 2 hits so far in the game. Actually, yep, the pitch. And the breaking ball there for a strike. The throw to second is going to be late. Or did they call that a ball? Yeah, I guess it was called a ball. Easy steal there for Austin Brunts because it was a breaking ball. Runner takes his lead at second. And the offering. Curveball is upstairs. Count goes to 2-0 based on what I got here. The scoreboard is not working here. So we are the scoreboard. Throw back to second. Zwedzig covering back in standing as Brunts. So another chance for Valley to score a run. Let's see if Daniels and the Mustangs can prevent that from happening. The pitch. And that changeup is a strike, a late call. 2 balls and 1 strike. to Peyton Chacon. Stretched by Daniels. And the offering. Swung on and fouled off. And out of play, it's 2-2. Hopefully this will be the money pitch for Daniels. He's got 2 strikeouts so far in the game, 1 in each inning. But he is building up a pitch count. I don't know if he's going to be able to go more than 5 innings in this game. This will be the 50th pitch he throws already. And the offering, and the curveball is upstairs. Well, now it's 2-2. Okay, so that other one was, which we thought was a strike originally. So the count is now 2-2. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into center field. James Blackston is right there in a few steps. Ranges under it, makes the catch. And Valley is done in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error and a man left. An inning and a half complete. It's Valley 2, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
Hey, thanks for coming, man.
No problem. Hey, who's that girl over there?
That is the one I was telling you about. Come on, let's get a drink. I'll introduce you.
Sweet. Dude, what's with the floaties in your ice?
What? I don't know. It's just the ice. I picked it up at the box store today.
Oh, that's the problem. You didn't choose AC Ice. It's only the purest ice available.
I didn't know it mattered.
Oh, it matters. And dude, it's easy to find. Next time you're shopping for ice, just look for the AC Ice logo.
State Farm, this is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, Jerry Newman. Does State Farm offer more discounts to more drivers?
Yep, like the good driver discount.
So it's for good, but not great drivers.
No, Jerry. There's also the multi-line discount.
For calling from multiple lines while driving.
You should never use a phone while driving.
I only make calls from my car when I'm stuck in a ditch or something.
Are you in a ditch?
Yes, I am.
State Farm offers more discounts to more drivers than any other insurance company. Get to a better state.
One more reason to call State Farm agent Greg Mullen in Brush, 842-4555.
John Beltran back at Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan, 2-0 Valley. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Mustangs. Wes Anderson, who was up at the plate when Chris Anderson was caught stealing. He'll be followed by Jared Bohm and Reyes Rodriguez against right-hander Ramiro Martinez. Martinez was worked over for 19 pitches in the opening frame, as compared to 50 for his counterpart Daniels. In fact, there's activity already in the Mustang bullpen. Not sure it's warming up down there, but Daniels is a left-hander. They're warming up a right-hander. So here is the left-handed hitting first baseman, Wes Anderson. And he's loving to hit again because he was down in the count 1-2 when Anderson was caught stealing. So he's already seen this pitcher and should have a better plate appearance coming up right now. Here is the wind and the pitch to Anderson in the dirt. Took something off it. It's 1-0. Again, pitch. Watch what's happening. The offering. Swung on and lifted in the infield on the right side. The first baseman, Avery Hanslacek, calls for it, makes the catch. And there's 1 out. And that will bring up the right-handed hitting Jared Bohm. Bohm is playing right field for the Mustangs this afternoon. Fort Morgan with 1 base hit that came from Chris Anderson in the first. And the offering in the dirt all the way towards the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 runs on 2 hits for Valley. No runs on 1 hit for Fort Morgan. They've committed the game's only error. 4 left by Valley, none by the Mustangs yet. The pitch in the dirt again. 2 balls and no strikes. Reyes Rodriguez is on deck. Martinez gets the sign in the pitch. Swung on and driven into left field to his right. And diving and making the catch is Troy Wright for the second out. Made a basket catch in left field, robbing Bohm of a base hit. And defense will certainly go a long way towards keeping your pitcher on the mound. 2 down for Rodriguez, the second baseman. That's just good defense right there. Laying down the sign is Chacon. And Martinez delivers. Swung on and lifted foul off to the right. Out of play. And the count is at 0-1. Yeah, you throw strikes, and that'll make a big, big difference. And that's what Ramiro Martinez is doing right now. The offering. Swag and a miss on a ball down in the zone. And it's 0-2 to Reyes Rodriguez. We've yet to have a 1-2-3 inning on either side, but we're only in the bottom of the second. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks at the Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Took something off it. The count goes to 1-2 to the Mustangs' second baseman. Mustangs won 20 games a year ago under a senior-laden squad. Not trying to rebuild, but reload in 2014. And the 1-2. Swung on and foul, tipped into the glove of Peyton Chacon. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ramiro Martinez. Let's head to the third inning. After the break, it's Valley 2, Fort Morgan nothing. This is B106 and B106.com.
You've heard of celebrity imposters, but what about appliance imposters? B&B Appliance in Fort Morgan has mastered telling the difference between Whirlpool appliances and the long list of imposters. Say happy birthday to yourself early and load up on presents at B&B Appliance, like a new dishwasher, microwave, refrigerator, washer, dryer, cooktop, wall oven, and more. Who knew Whirlpool imposters could cause so much joy? B&B Appliance, your Whirlpool provider and a member of the Brand Source retail program.
Mr. D's Ace Home Center's Aristocraft Cabinetry semi-annual truckload sale means 50% off all Aristocraft kitchen and bath cabinetry. Mr. D's has a full-service building and design center that can furnish all your building and remodeling needs, from kitchen and bath cabinetry to floors, bathtubs, windows, doors, and even framing packages. Expect competitive prices and experienced people to help you do it right at Mr. D's Ace Home Center in Sterling, Fort Morgan, and Brush. Hurry in. Sale ends March 31st.
2-0 Valley as we head to the third inning in Fort Morgan. It'll be Ramiro Martinez, Carter Chacon, and Avery Hanslechek, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, against left-hander Kyle Daniels, who's thrown 51 pitches, 27 for strikes and 24 for balls. The pitch, swag and a miss on a ball down in the zone. Looked like a changeup as Martinez tried to hit that one to another county. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering, changeup is up and away. Count levels at 1-1. Wine and pitch. Curveball is in the dirt. And Daniels is working quickly, but he wants to find the strike zone. I mean, that's about the only thing that will help him if he wants to work quickly. 2-1. Curveball is lined foul on the ground there, up the third base side. Count moves to 2-2. That was a hanger. Luckily, Martinez was well out in front. 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the wine and pitch. In the dirt with a breaking ball. Yeah, Kyle Daniels going deep into counts. 3-2 to the right-handed pitcher. Here it is. Changeup looked pretty good, but just a little bit low and away. Wow. That was close, and Martinez walks. Walk number 3 issued by Kyle Daniels. And the Mustang coaches wanted strike 3 there. And there's Ty Hanslechek, the courtesy runner. Carter Chacon had an RBI single in the first inning. Valley now leading by a 2-0 score. The pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed well out in front. No balls and 1 strike. Daniels looks back. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and popped up on the right side into shallow right field. Jared Bohm is coming on, still coming, and the ball is going to be over the head of Blackston, picked up by Bohm. Throw to second, and it's going to be in time for the force. Wow. That'll go 9-6. Hanzlicek had to hold up. Yep, unfortunately, that does not go as a base hit for Valley, but the Mustangs catch a nice break there. 9-6 on the fielder's choice to force the runner out at second. And there's one down. Nice alert play there by Bohm. But the Mustangs did not play that well defensively. The pitch. And the breaking ball gets away from Schneider. That'll be a wild pitch as Carter Chacon strides into second. That's how big that play was. If that play's not made by Bowman right, then you're looking at a situation where that would have been second and third with nobody out. And Kyle Daniels has just committed a balk. He dropped the ball on the rubber, and that's an automatic balk. So going to third is Chacon. And now Avery Hanzlicek with a big opportunity to drive in another run for Valley. They lead 2-0 here in the top half of the third inning. The wind and the offering. Change up, a strike on the outside corner. And the count is even at 1-1. From the windup with a runner at third. The pitch. And check swing, did he go? And the answer is no. 2 balls and 1 strike. The wind and pitch. Swung on and driven into center field. James Blackston coming on to his left. Ranges under it. Makes the catch. The runner's headed home. Strong throw cut off by Wes Anderson as Chacon has to hold. And there's 2 down. Nice strong throw there by James Blackston. And there was no way Chacon was going to score on that one. Well, let's see if Daniels gets out of this. That'll bring up Sean Chacon. He drew a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. Wind and pitch. Change up is low. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Open early, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, Saturday, 7 until 4 in Brush. Swag and a miss. 921 Edison Street in Brush. That's Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down, 2-0 Valley in the third. The pitch, and the breaking ball is right there. Oh, that's a missed call. Boy, that looked good. I don't think the Mustang bench likes that at all. 2-1. I mean, I don't know where that missed. I think the umpire got slightly fooled. The pitch, swung on and driven into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Carter Chacon will score, and Valley now leads 3-0. On the RBI single by Sean Chacon. That is his second RBI of the game after a bases-loaded walk. And here's Cody Fuller. He struck out in his first at-bat. The pitch, swag and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the changeup there. Count is at no balls and 1 strike. Stretch by Daniels. And the offering. Fastball is away. 1-1. Valley with a 3-0 lead now after the RBI single. Awaiting the pitch. It's taking a little while here from Daniels. Now he's ready. And the 1-1 runner going. And that's taken for a strike. Throw to second is right there. The tag. And safe! I don't know if the tag was not made or the throw was late. Looked like the throw was on time. But in there is Sean Chacon with a stolen base. nonetheless, we are looking at a 1-ball, 2-strike count. The stretch. Pitch to Fuller. Swung on and fouled back. The count remains at 1-2. Stretch by Daniels. The pitch. Fouled off the end of the bat again on that changeup. Oh, we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 on, 1 in. The pitch. Curveball is outside. Well, that's a lot of pitches now by Daniels. He's averaging almost 25 an inning. Laying down the sign is Schneider. And now the 2-2. Curveball is just outside. Schneider did a nice job framing it, but just missed. Now the count has gone full. 3-2 to Cody Fuller. Runner going. Swung on and foul, tipped into Schneider's glove, and it's strike 3. And that ends the inning. However, for Valley, they pick up a run on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the third. It's Valley 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
High Plains Bank in Wiggins is a locally owned full-service bank who has been servicing customers since 1908 with their commercial, personal, or agricultural loans. High Plains Bank has services such as equity line of credit loans, free checking, business checking, personal savings, Christmas club savings, CDs, and IRA accounts. Call 970-483-7334 and let High Plains Bank in Wiggins simplify your life today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I just don't move around like I used to.
When the pain in your hips, knees, or shoulders are slowing you down, nothing is more important than getting back on your feet again. Colorado Plains Medical Center is the joint replacement specialist. With experienced orthopedists Dr. Ken Keller and P.A. Dave Keller, providing orthopedic surgeries and procedures for more than 15 years. When movement is needed, excellence matters. Colorado Plains Medical Center in Fort Morgan, 542-1707.
John Beltran back at Eddie Underwood Field, where the Mustangs trail the Valley Vikings by a score of 3-0 as we head to this bottom of the third inning. Again, follow us pitch by pitch, KSIRsports.com. Just click on the link in today's game, and you'll see every pitch that has occurred up to this point, and on Twitter and Facebook at B106. Here's Tony Zwedzik. 7, 8, and 9 against Ramiro Martinez. The right-hander delivers. Swung on and grounded sharply on the left side. Shortstop Simonson in the hole. Long throw to first is going to be dug out nicely by Avery Hanslechek, and there's one down. One down for Jared Henderson. Henderson for the Mustangs, the right-handed hitting designated hitter. Wind and offering. Swung on line. That's a base hit into center field. Mustangs have their second hit of the game as Henderson comes through, and here comes Joey Schneider, the junior catcher. Well, let's see if the Mustangs can capitalize with this base runner. They were retired in order in the second. Henderson, a very conservative lead at first, a big, strong guy over there. The pitch. Fastball is down and in. Count is at 1-0. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs at 815 Fremont, 867-8261. Valley View Villa, the pitch. Down and in again. Another fastball, it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Valley with a 3-0 lead. Sean Chacon has driven in 2 runs. The pitch. Down and in again. Boy, you don't make these mistakes to the number 9 hitter. But the Mustangs will take it. They'll have the tying run coming to the plate if Schneider is issued another ball. Throw back to first. That's just a waste throw. Henderson's not going to be stealing anytime soon, considering that it's a 3-0 count. He's probably going to get the second the easy way, just walk over there, unless Martinez can come back on Joey Schneider. And the 3-0 pitch, that's down and away in the dirt. Schneider walks. And Kyle Daniels, who grounded back to the mound, will step to the plate. Now the Mustangs have a bunch of lefties coming up. And running for Schneider will be Juan Aguilar. So the Mustangs with Henderson at second, Aguilar at first. Attempted to capitalize with a couple of runners and Kyle Daniels awaiting the pitch, and he swings and fouls it off to the left. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 is the count to Daniels. Henderson at second, Aguilar at first. The stretch and the offering. Took something off, and it's well outside. And the count is even at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Curveball is a beauty right there. It froze Daniels, and the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes to the opposing pitcher. Anderson with a sizable lead at second. And the 1-2 offering. Swung on and grounded to first. Over to second. That's going to be 1. Simonson will not throw to first. Nobody covering. The fielder's choice goes 3-6. And runners in the corners. With 2 down. And here comes Chris Anderson. Let's see if Fort Morgan can do something here and put a run on the board. Anderson did single in his first plate appearance. Stretched by Martinez. And the offering. Swag, and a miss on a fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. Well, Anderson was down in the count 0-2 when he lined that base hit the left field of the first, so he doesn't mind being down in the count. He came through already. Daniels with some speed over there. He might be taking off for second. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Daniels. Martinez apparently aware of him. No balls and 1 strike. 2 on and 2 out. 3-0 Valley in the third inning. The pitch upstairs and outside with a fastball. The count is level. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mustangs will play on Friday at 12:15 and 3:45 against Trinidad and Buena Vista, respectively, from La Junta. Then 9:30 a.m. on Saturday against La Junta. Our next game a week from today right here against Welch Central. And a long pause. The pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. You want your vehicle and farm equipment to be in top shape, so make sure you take care of them. Central Auto Parts, your local Napa store. Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch swung on, hit off the end of the bat, foul. Up the third base sign. The count is even at 2-2. Henderson at third, Daniels at first. Valley scored 2 in the first and 1 in the top of the third. We're in the bottom of the third. Stretched by Martinez. Long pause, the pitch. That is a called strike 3, a fastball right down the middle. And the inning is over. The Mustangs threaten in the inning as they had 2 men aboard. No runs on 1 hit, no errors and 2 men left. 3 complete from Fort Morgan. The score, Valley 3, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
Attention farmers and feeders, for the latest in manure handling equipment, you can count on MMI International in Brush. Their heavy-duty commercial spreaders are rugged and reliable. Options like capacity sides, silage kits, stainless and plastic liners, kick-out beaters, GPS mapping, and rate control systems make their spreaders a versatile asset for all your spreading, harvesting, and stockpiling needs. Visit MMI today just northwest of Highway 71 and I-76 in Brush. Call 970-842-5161 or go to mixerfeeder.com. Try the best, move up to the best. MMI International.
Right now, Central Auto Parts is the place to be for great specials on top quality parts and accessories. Visit Napa now and make your work easier with a creeper with padded seat and storage tray for just $29.99. Take home a 2-ton trolley jack and 2-ton jack stands for just $49.99. And grab a 6-quart round oil drain pan for only $3.99. Stop by Central Auto Parts in Fort Morgan for even more savings through March.
John Beltran back at Eddie Underwood Field as the Mustangs trail the Valley Vikings 3-0 going into the 4th inning. Bladen Pollitt, the new pitcher for the Mustangs, as left-hander Kyle Daniels went 3 innings. And we'll run through his numbers as soon as we can pull those up. But he threw close to 80 pitches. And all 3 runs were earned. Pollitt will face the 9-1-2 hitters Uribe, Bruns, and Troy Wright. Uribe struck out in his first at-bat against Daniels. Now the right-hander Pollitt delivers. And that's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into very shallow left field. Long run for Chris Anderson, still coming. Ranges under it, and he dropped the ball. Oh, boy, it was there, but apparently just didn't look it in. And that'll be the 2nd error of the game committed by the Mustangs. And aboard is Carlos Uribe. And that'll bring up Austin Bruns. He reached on an error, and prior to that, grounded out. He's 0 for 2 in the game. 2-step lead there for Uribe. And the pitch and the breaking ball is a little bit low and away. Yeah, we got quite a few starters for the Mustangs, and that inexperience is going to take its toll early on. They'll be able to make a lot more plays here later on in the season, but early on they'll pay the price. And the offering. Swung on and driven down the left field line, but twisting foul. And the count is leveled at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Austin Bruns. Valley with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. And the Mustangs have had limited opportunities. They have stranded 2. Valley has stranded 5. Mustangs with 2 hits in the game. Singles by Chris Anderson and Jared Henderson. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is lined towards left center field. That's hit the gap. That's a base hit. Rounding second is Uribe. He's going to head for third. The ball is bobbled out there in center. Now into second is Uribe. Or check that. The Austin Bruns, we'll call it a straight-up double. He was running hard anyway. And now the Mustangs in trouble with runners at second and third. And nobody out. And Troy Wright steps in. And now they're looking to break this thing open. This is KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. I'm John Beltran. The pitch and the breaking ball is a little bit high. Looked like a good pitch from here, but call the ball. To Troy Wright, but call the ball. To Troy Wright. Yeah, Valley looking to shorten this game if they can put together a big rally. Swung on, and that ball is driven into shallow left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Brunt's around third. The throw to the plate is going to be late. Headed to second now. And sliding in safely is Troy Wright with a 2-run single. Valley now with a 5-0 lead. Yeah, just a little Texas leaguer that fell in for Troy Wright. And now the Mustangs are going to have to rally in this one. That'll bring up Peyton Chacon. Fastball is up and in. And that's why plays, if they're not made, they can lead to trouble. And the error started the inning. And the Mustangs just trying to work their way out of it. The pitch. Swag and a miss. Threw it right by him. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pollitt looks in to Peyton Chacon. Curveball is fouled off to the right. And it is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Still with nobody out. The pitch. Curveball is lined into left field. That is a base hit. And let's see if the runner's going to be sent home. And being sent home and getting in there safely, making it 6-0. As scoring on the play is Troy Wright. Advancing to second on the throw is Chacon with the RBI single. And Josh Langford will pay a visit to the mound. And this game is getting away from the Mustangs really quickly. Ramiro Martinez will hit. Valley might try to make this an abbreviated game if Fort Morgan cannot rally, because right now the 6-0 lead is looking pretty big with the way Martinez is pitching. So we'll see as the conference continues on the mound here in the top half of the 4th inning. And the Mustangs trailing by a 6-0 count. 3 runs across already in this frame. And it is broken up. Oh, here we go. Stepping in is Ramiro Martinez. The offering in the dirt with a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. To the Valley pitcher. Looking to extend the lead even more for Valley. The pitch. Swung on and foul straight back. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Had 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third, and 3 so far here in the 4th. The offering in the dirt with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1 to Martinez. Looking in for the sign is Pollitt. The right-hander delivers. Curveball is over for a strike at the knees. The count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peyton Chacon takes the lead at second. Stretched by Pollitt. And the pitch inside with a fastball. 3-2. And Carter Chacon waits to hit next. And he's been swinging a big bat from the left side. The pitch. Curveball is fouled straight back. Count remains at 3-2. Mustangs lost their first 2 games, 7-4 to Woodland Park and 3-1 to Sterling. And now down 6-0 to Valley in the 4th inning. And Valley's got a good ball club this year. They'll contend for a upper spot there out of the Patriot League in 3A. Swung on and lifted into the right center field gap. Long run for Daniels to his left, and it's going to drop in between Daniels and Bohm. Headed to third is going to be Peyton Chacon. Are they going to send him? No, the throw to second And out at second base is Martinez. So Martinez is out. And there's one down. So it goes as a single for Martinez. But he's out at second base on that throw. And the Mustangs have made two nice plays there in the outfield. And they needed that one badly. Here's Carter Chacon, who RBI single and a fielder's choice. Wind and pitch. And the changeup is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, the Mustangs just want to regroup here, take this to a good 7-inning game. The infield is playing in against this left-handed hitter. The pitch, swag and a miss on a ball up in the zone and out of the zone. The count is leveled at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. The offering swung on and fouled on the ground off the end of the bat. The count is resting now at 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the lefty Carter Chacon. The pitch outside with a changeup. Count levels at 2-2. Bladen Pollitt being worked over here. 22 pitches so far. After Daniels threw well over 70. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat on another changeup. Count remains at 2-2. With Peyton Chacon at third. The big hit was a 2-run single by Troy Wright in this frame. Line and pitch. And that curveball is upstairs. Now we got a 3-2 count here. The pitch. Swung on. That ball is driven foul. Up to the right side. Well out in front was Chacon. Stays at 3-2 with Avery Hanslechek waiting to hit next. The righty Pollitt looks in to the lefty Chacon. The pitch. Swung on and driven in the air to center field. This should score the run. Kyle Daniels is back. Shy of the track. Still going back. Makes the catch. And striding across home plate will be Peyton Chacon on the sac fly. And Valley leads by a score of 7-0. 2 down in the inning. Here's Avery Hanslechek, who is 0 for 1, a walk and a fly out. The pitch. Slow curve is a beauty. And it is 0-1. Swing and a miss on a ball down in the zone. Now the count is no balls and 2 strikes. And the offering upstairs at a fastball. Count goes to 1-2. See if he puts him away. The pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases empty. The pitch. Curveball is grounded weakly to third. Cosman has got it to his left. Sets, throws. Offline. Anderson applies the tag. And the inning is over. However, not before plenty of damage was done by the Valley Vikings in the inning. They pick up 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and the bases were left empty. 3.5 complete. Valley 7, Fort Morgan nothing on B106 and B106.com.
Hello, this is John at the Breast Grocery Cart. This week, Dan in the meat department has USDA choice ribeye steaks, $7.88 a pound. Johnsonville bratwurst, a 16 to 19 ounce package, just $3.99. John in the produce department has fresh, crisp green cabbage, 38 cents a pound, and Green Giant Klondike Gourmet Petite Potatoes, a 24 ounce bag, just $2.38. Crystal Farm shredded or chunk cheese, 6 to 8 ounce bag, $1.98, and a Gatorade 8 pack of 20 ounce bottles, $4.88. Don't forget, stop and shop the Breast Grocery Cart.
Time Out, Square One, mostly sunny and old school, are some of the most popular flavors offered by Umpqua Oats and now available at Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies. Choose creatively delicious and original flavors like berries and pecans, Granny Smith apples, cranberries and raisins, or the blend of macadamia nuts, cashews, coconut, and papaya. How about salted caramel and carrot cake? It's positively vacation in a cup. Umpqua Oats and your favorite coffee or tea flavors at Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush.
John Beltran back at Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan Valley. 7, the Mustangs nothing. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. And right-hander Ramiro Martinez will face Austin Cosman, Wes Anderson, and Jared Bohm, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, the heart of the order for the Mustangs. 7 runs on 7 hits. For Valley, no runs, 2 hits, and the Mustangs have committed the only 2 errors of the game. Swing and a miss. Right down the middle to the right-handed hitting third baseman Cosman. It's 0-1. Line by Martinez, and the offering. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. Might have thrown him a changeup. It's 0-2. Mustangs have singles from Chris Anderson and Jared Henderson. That's it. Through the first 3 innings against the right-hander Martinez. The pitch in the dirt. Ball 1, strike 2. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen in Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance, there for you and your family, 842-4555. Swung on and fouled straight back, was challenged with a fastball. Cosman got a piece of it. And it remains at 1-2 to Austin Cosman. Line and pitch. Little bit low with a fastball. Nice eye there by the third baseman of the Mustangs. 2-2. Chacon lays down the sign. And the pitch. Over but low. 3-2. A good eye again by Cosman. Fort Morgan looking for any type of rally. And the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. And it's a strikeout of Austin Cosman. Tremendous pitch thrower thrown by Ramiro Martinez. 1 down for Wes Anderson, who popped out in the opening at bat for him. Yeah, that's a tough pitch. And Martinez will be able to get his numbers momentarily. Swing and a miss and a fastball away. No balls and 1 strike. To Anderson, hitting from the left side. The pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. Yeah, everything has to gel, and it takes a while when you're a young team. No balls and 2 strikes. Martinez so far in the game has struck out 4, walked 1, and allowed 2 hits through 3 1/3 innings. No balls and 2 strikes. Wes Anderson awaits. And the pitch down and in with a fastball. The count is at 1-2. 7-0 Valley leads Fort Morgan here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Fort Morgan's 3rd game of the year, all at home after going 0-2 in the Mustang Classic. The pitch swung on and driven down the right field line. If it stays fair, that's going to be trouble into foul territory. Making the catch is Carlos Uribe. There's 2 down. He had Anderson shaded down the right field line, and he makes the play. Wow. Talk about outstanding positioning by the right fielder. He was well into foul territory on that ball that was carrying. And here's Jared Bohm, who lined to left, and Troy Wright made a tremendous catch out there. In Bohm's opening at bat, the pitch in the dirt. Yeah, if you're Martinez, you're up 7. Nobody on and 2 down. You just challenge the hitters now. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and offering. Fastball is upstairs. Ball 2 to Jared Bohm. And he awaits the 2-0 offering. Swung on, lined up the middle for a base hit. Nearly took the glove off the pitcher, Martinez. And the Mustangs have their 3rd base hit of the game. And that'll send up Reyes Rodriguez, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Yeah, last year this lineup was loaded when they had a bunch of seniors. And right now head coach Josh Langford just looking for the right combinations. Short lead for Bohm, but he's got plenty of speed over there. Martinez delivers. Swung on and fouled off the end of the bat. That is to the screen. It's 0-1. Lots of balls off the end of the bat. That usually is reminiscent of changeups. Being out in front of those pitches. Bohm with a 2.5-step lead. And the offering. Swing and a miss, and a ball down and away. Rodriguez down in the count at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if Bohm's going anywhere, down 7. Martinez pitches, runners going, fastball is high, throw to second and a hop, and it's a stolen base there for Bohm as Simonson, the shortstop, had the ball go off his glove. So Bohm is in scoring position, but it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Reyes Rodriguez. Bohm leads off of second. Martinez looks back. And the 1-2. Swung on in line towards left center field. That's going to go in there for a base hit and roll towards the fence. Bohm is around third. He will score. Rodriguez towards second to slide, and he's in there with an RBI double. And the Mustangs draw to within 6. It's 7-1. And all the damage done with 2 down. Here's Tony Zwedzig. Mustangs finally getting on the board in this game. Now let's see how much they can rally. The stretch. The pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Zwedzig looking to duplicate what Rodriguez just did, and he swings and pops it foul. Count goes to 0-2. And Martinez coming back very quickly. No balls and 2 strikes to Tony Zwedzig. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on in line, foul down the right side. Just stuck his bat out. Count remains at 1-2. 0-2, I should say. To Tony Zwedzig. Back in the box. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. That would have been a tough pitch to try to hit anyway. And the inning is over. For the Mustangs, though, they get on the board in that bottom of the 4th inning. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We head to the 5th. Valley 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com.
Things happen. These days, there are more cars and trucks on the road than ever. People are driving more than ever. That's why you need to think about your automobile insurance now more than ever. Great automobile coverage is no accident. Your independent agent can provide it. He represents many different companies, so he can get you the best deal, hands down. Call us. Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Fort Morgan and Brush.
Things happen.
Do you love your wife?
This is Mark at Ackley Building Center, and flowers or candy are okay, but a new kitchen or bathroom or maybe a garage to park a car in. Now that says I love you. Ackley Building Center has all you need to show how much you care, and we'll even tell her that it was your idea.
Oh, honey, you're the best.
Diamonds are nice, but new windows are what she really wants. That's Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Open 7 days a week.
Seven to 1 Valley leads Fort Morgan as we head to the top of the 5th inning in Fort Morgan. Bladen Pollitt in his second inning of work will take on the bottom 3 hitters, Sean Chacon, Cody Fuller, and Carlos Uribe. Valley broke the game open with 4 runs in the top of the 4th. Here we go with Pollitt against Chacon, the pitch. And that curveball is a strike, a beauty. It's 0-1. Chacon is 1 for 1 in the game, and RBI walk in the first inning. Then he singled later on, and that rides inside, leveling the count at 1 strike. And you can follow us so many different ways that you'll know what's happening in this game. The pitch, curveball is hit in the air towards right center field. Kyle Daniels to his left is under it, makes the catch. And there's 1 down. 1 down for Cody Fuller, who struck out twice. Once against Daniels and once against Bladen Pollitt. And Fuller waits the pitch. Curveball, and he swung at it for a strike. Oh, there's never a swinging ball, but he kind of waved at that pitch. And the 0-1 in the dirt with a breaking ball. The count levels at 1 strike. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. That's Morgan Federal Bank. 321 Ensign, Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC. There's a difference. Breaking ball just a little bit low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cody Fuller. The pitch swung on and grounded to third. Cosman's got it on 2 hops, throws to first, and that is perfect. And there is 2 down. Cosman had a couple of issues there earlier in the game with throws that were offline, but that one hit Wes Anderson right on the numbers. And it's a slow-moving infield, so even a hard-hit ground ball will take its time getting to an infielder. Carlos Uribe is 0 for 2. But he reached on a critical error to begin the 4th inning, led to 4 runs. And the curveball is a strike on the outer half belt high. It's 0-1. And Bladen Pollitt now in command here in the 5th inning. The offering. Curveball is lifted on the right side of the infield. The first baseman, Wes Anderson, to his right, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bladen Pollitt. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning in Fort Morgan. The score, Valley 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com.
It's hunting season. There's no denying that. You just got invited to an impromptu hunt tomorrow, but turn them down because you don't have your hunting license. But your buddy says,
no problem. You can get your hunting license anytime at Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Like the same Stubbs Gas and Oil right off I-76 in Wiggins?
Yep.
You know, they have some amazing food, like the jalapeno cheese corn dogs, burritos, pizza.
Dude, focus.
Sorry.
We'll get all of that and your hunting license tomorrow morning at Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Oh, good. Now I'm hungry.
You know, I am too.
At Morgan Federal Bank, we offer the same kinds of services as the big corporate banks, including state-of-the-art online banking, an array of deposit and loan products. But the difference between us and the big guys is in the level of service. Our focus on small business, fast, direct approval on loans, and the way we reinvest deposits to help our local economy. The difference is right here at home. Visit us at morganfed.com or stop by 321 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. For an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, the Mustangs are looking to generate a rally. They've got 9 outs to play with. They trail Valley at home by a score of 7-1. Ramiro Martinez still in there, the starting pitcher for Valley, who's thrown 65 pitches in a game. He's allowed just 4 hits. Racked up 5 strikeouts. He'll face Jared Henderson, who singled in his first at-bat. followed by Joey Schneider and Kyle Daniels. Henderson, a big, strong right-handed hitter. Inside the batter's box against Ramiro Martinez, the right-hander for Valley. And the offering. Fastball is low. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at B106 and at KSIRsports.com. Pitch-by-pitch click on today's game. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner, knee high, and the count levels at 1-1 strike to Jared Henderson, the DH. Chacon lays down the sign, and the pitch swung on and grounded slowly up the third baseline, and charging and throwing to first, and that's going to be in time. No! Or is it in time? Yes, it is in time, and apparently the first baseman, Hanselchek, had his foot stepped on by Henderson as Carter Chacon made the throw, and there's one down. Oh, and that certainly hurts because Henderson is not a small guy. When he came off the bag, I almost thought that he was off the bag before the ball got there, but he stayed on the bag. He just took a little cleat there from Henderson. Hanselchek is limping. That one certainly hurt, you can tell, as he's trying to walk it off up the first base side. Nice play, though, by Chacon, and a perfect throw on a ball that he had to come in on. As we mentioned, the surface is very, very slow in the infield. I think Hanselchek is going to stay in the game. And Joey Schneider, who walked in his first plate appearance, will step in. Well, Hanselchek still trying to shake that off. And he's going to stay in there. That's why if you're a first baseman, you have to have that foot on the edge of the bag. It looked like Hanselchek had that foot more towards the middle of the bag, the top of the bag. And you're an open target right there. So Schneider will bat for Fort Morgan. Ramiro Martinez with the pitch. Fastball is low and away. 1 and no strikes. One out and the base is empty in the fifth. The pitch over but low. It's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. And Schneider awaits. 3-0. They can't throw him a strike. Walked the first time. And he's the number 9 hitter. Martinez able to throw strikes to everybody else but Joey Schneider. 3-0 offering. Yeah, he threw that one low. 4 pitches, 4 balls. Kyle Daniels is 0 for 2. Grounded out and hit into a fielder's choice. And let's see if Schneider gets a courtesy runner. Josh Langford calling for a courtesy runner, but none out there yet. Nope, Schneider's going to stay out there. So here's Daniels. Stretch. And the pitch. And that's a strike with a fastball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car or truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East. The stretch in the 0-1. Here it is. Fastball rides inside. The count is level at 1 strike. With 1 out, 1 on, and a 7-1 lead for Valley here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Martinez stretches. And the offering. And he bunts it up the third base side, but foul. Count now moves to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kyle Daniels. Long pause there by Martinez. The pitch swung on and lifted to center field, ranging to his right, coming in and making the catch for the second out is going to be Sean Chacon. Retreating to first is Schneider. There's 2 down. Now the batter will be Chris Anderson, who singled and struck out, or checked that. We'll have a change there in the lineup. And that's Juan Aguilar. That'll be batting now for the Mustangs. From the right side, after Anderson did go 1 for 2. And Martinez with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Looking for another 0 on the scoreboard there. Mustangs have scored only once. That came an inning ago on a double by Reyes Rodriguez, and that ball hit him. Fastball rides inside. Now runners at first and second on the hit by pitch. Well, the Mustangs have something going. Austin Cosman, though, is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. This is going to be his at-bat to get Fort Morgan back in the game. Here comes head coach Steve Kistler. I don't think he's been too happy here in this inning with the inconsistency of Martinez walking the 9-hitter for the second straight time and then essentially plunking the pinch hitter on the first pitch to him. Now he's got to face a guy in Cosman who's got a big bat. Although he's looking to establish the bat today, hasn't done it so far. Looking for his first hit of the season as well. And on deck, you've got big power hitter in Wes Anderson. If Cosman can get on, you can make it a brand new ball game. So 2 on and 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Valley leads Fort Morgan 7-1. Righty against righty. Ramiro Martinez looks in. The pitch. Fastball, a strike. On the outer half, thigh high. It's 0-1. At second is Schneider. Aguilar at first. And the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. I think Cosman was expecting the heater, and they took a lot off of that. No balls and 2 strikes. Martinez should be throwing something outside the zone. I don't think he should throw a fastball down the middle. Swing and a miss, but he did. And Cosman got blown away by that fastball, and the inning is over. As the Mustangs are held off the scoreboard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Morgan with no runs in the inning. No hits, no errors, and 2 men left. 5 complete. It's Valley 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com.
MCC can help your high school graduate get ahead this summer. Courses are offered in the classroom and online. Not only saving you money, they'll earn you college credits that will transfer to any 4-year in-state university. If you need help getting there, check out MCC's Promise. MCC promises a financial aid package to all qualified recent high school graduates, up to $3,000 guaranteed for 2 years to attend MCC. Find out more by stopping by the Fort Morgan campus or check out morgancc.edu.
Buildings by Design strives to bring their customers service, quality, and diversity in their buildings. Buildings by Design specializes in steel buildings, ag and maintenance facilities, concrete construction and flat work, airplane hangars, arenas, and event centers. With an experienced crew to do your project from start to finish, be on time and on budget, why depend on anyone else but Buildings by Design? Call Pat Walter at 970-842-5837 for a free bid. An independent authorized chief builder, the builder's choice in metal buildings, Buildings by Design.
Valley 7, Fort Morgan 1 as we head to the 6th inning in Fort Morgan. John Beltran back with you on B106 and B106.com. And for the Vikings in the top of the 6th inning, it'll be Austin Bruns, Troy Wright, and Peyton Chacon. The top of the order against right-hander Bladen Pollitt, who allowed 4 runs in the 4th inning. 3 of those were earned, and then pitched a very nice 5th inning. Bruns is 1 for 3. A ground out, reached on an air, and doubled. Here's Pollitt. The pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. In the game, Valley was 7 runs on 7 hits. 1 run on 4 hits for the Mustangs. They've committed the only 2 errors of the game. Both teams have left 5. 1-0 pitch. And the breaking ball is high. 2 balls and no strikes. Valley looking to win their season opener. 2-0. Swung on and driven into the right center field gap. To his right, coming on and playing the ball on the bounce is Aguilar is now out there. And it's a base hit for Austin Bruns, his 2nd of the game. And for Valley, their 8th hit of the game. Just a little pop fly that fell in. Here's Troy Wright. He's 1 for 2. Walked, popped out, and a 2-run single. To his credit as well, the pitch. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And the Mustangs have got to limit Valley in this inning. If they put together as big of an inning as they did 2 innings ago, they can end this game in 6 innings. As the 10-run rule is now in effect, but it's only 7-1, so the Mustangs are still right there. 1-0, and the curveball is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes, and we're coming up to the heart of the order here for Valley. 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch, throw back to first, back in standing is Austin Bruns. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be-delivered Whirlpool appliances, with the world moving towards more green energy. Time to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances, that is, at B&B Appliance. 2 balls and no strikes, the stretch. And the offering, swung on and grounded to third. Cosman goes to second. That's 1. Over to first. That's 2, 5, 4, 3 as the Mustangs turn the double play. So 2 down. And that'll send up Peyton Chacon. He's had a big game, 2 for 3. With an RBI single in the first inning. The pitch. And he check swung at that. Nope, they're going to say it's a ball. That he did not check swing, 1-0. No, that he check swung, but not enough. Let's put it that way. 1-0 offering. Curveball is lifted into left center field. To his right is Daniels, a long run, and the ball is going to be, dropped by Daniels, shy of the track. Looked like he had a glove on it. Ranging into second is Chacon. Yeah, Daniels now putting his hands over his head like he should have caught it, so we're going to call that an error. Yeah, to me it looked like it went right off his glove, even though he had a long run. And the body language from Daniels told me that he should have caught the ball. 3rd error by the Mustangs. That'll bring up Ramiro Martinez, who's hit into a fielder's choice, walked and singled. Stretched by Pollitt, the pitch. Curveball is there for a strike. On the outer half, just above the knees, it's 0-1. So the Vikings score a run in this inning. It will be unearned. Pollitt looks back. The pitch. Curveball is over but low. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Ramiro Martinez. And Mustang pitcher has done a pretty decent job. It's the defense with the 3 errors that has hurt him. The offering. And the ball bounces towards the screen on that fastball. Now 2-1 as Chacon goes to third on the wild pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Martinez. Yeah, you want to get this guy out because Carter Chacon is on deck. From the windup is Pollitt. The pitch. Curveball is a little bit high, I guess. Looked pretty good from here, but it was called a ball. 3-1 to Martinez. The offering. in the dirt with a breaking ball, and Martinez walks, and now the Mustangs in trouble here with Carter Chacon coming up. He's got 2 RBIs in the game, a first-inning single, then he had a sac fly. Ty Hanzlacek will be the courtesy runner at first base for the pitcher Martinez. Yeah, you got to make sure here you don't throw anything fat to Chacon. I've seen this guy's power. He can deposit that ball over the right field fence if you hang one to him. Stretched by Pollitt. And the pitch. Swung on and grounded to first. Anderson plays it off his chest nicely and steps on the back. Excellent play there by Wes Anderson. That was not easy at all, as that took a little bit of a vicious hop. But the senior makes the play, and the inning is over. Valley does not score a run. There was 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. 5.5 complete. From Fort Morgan, Valley 7, Fort Morgan 1 on B106 and B106.com.
I'm Scott Cummings from Wolf Auto in Sterling. If you've ever felt pressured into buying, we'd like you to come and experience the Wolf way of doing business. At Wolf Auto, we're real people who understand what real people want. And since our business depends on repeat customers, we're going to try our best to make you happy. Sure, it seems like a real simple thing, but something we take very seriously. See for yourself. Wolf Auto, east of the overpass on Highway 6 in Sterling, or on the web at wolfauto.com.
Since 1908, agriculture loans have been a vital part of business at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. With over 250 years of combined production experience, their ag loan officers understand the importance of supporting customers through good and bad times. Whether it's a farm operating loan or buying the section next to you, High Plains Bank can help with fast, friendly service and competitive rates. Call 970-483-7334 to visit with an experienced loan officer at High Plains Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, there's been a few changes here for Valley. Trying to decipher all of them at this point. And there, yeah. Boy, how many players did they shift? A lot. Well, so far we know that Peyton Chacon is the new pitcher. Troy Wright is now behind the plate from left field. Carlos Uribe is now the shortstop. And let's see, in right field, that could be Cody Fuller out there. Not sure who's in right field. Let's see if we have a chance to track down that number. Here's Wes Anderson, who's 0 for 2 in the game. A right-hander in Peyton Chacon to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitch. Bounces the fastball in there. It's 1-0. Anderson popped the first and then hit a fly ball that was caught by Uribe in right field in foul territory. Whoever's in right field is playing Anderson extremely shallow. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded up the first base side. Foul. Well, now we know that at first base is Martinez. We do know that. That's where the pitcher went. Oh, we've identified 4 changes there. And again, scoreboard isn't working, and we've just got to decide for ourselves who's out here. The offering, and the breaking ball is down and away, 2-1. Now, my best guess is that either Hanzlacek or Fuller are out there. 2-1 pitch in the dirt with a fastball. 3-1 to Wes Anderson as the Mustangs are looking to rally, trailing 7-1 to Valley. In the bottom of the 6th inning, 6 outs to play with for Fort Morgan. Trying to avoid an 0-3 start. The wind by Chacon. And the 3-1. Ooh, he bounced it up there. That was ugly. I'm not talking about bouncing it just in front of the plate. That bounced on the grass. Maybe threw about a 45-foot pitch. Anderson walks. Here's Jared Bohm, who's had 2 very good at-bats. A line drive and a base hit. It's 1 for 2. And Bohm has got home run power. They don't need a home run. They just need base runners. Stretch by Chacon. And the pitch. And the fastball is there for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Maybe Chacon feels more comfortable with a right-handed hitter. Tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up. And select something from the hot and cold deli selection. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Great food at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. 0-2 to Jared Bohm. On deck is Reyes Rodriguez, who's got the only RBI for the Mustangs, and was a double. Scoring Bohm, in fact. Stepping off is Chacon. Temperature starting to dip a little bit here as we reach the late afternoon. 0-2 in the dirt. Blocked by Wright. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Vikings lead the Mustangs 7-1. Laying down the sign is Wright. 1-2 pitch. A little bit low with a fastball. Bohm nearly went, but laid off. Good decision there. It's 2-2. Big at bat for Fort Morgan here by Jared Bohm as they're looking to get back into the game. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and he waved at it, so he cannot run to first. He's taking off from first, but first base was occupied. So there's 1 down. Advancing to second on what would be termed as a wild pitch there is Wes Anderson. Here's Reyes Rodriguez. Yeah, first base is not occupied. Bohm reaches easily, but he was unsure of that pitch and took a 3/4 swing. As we mentioned, Reyes doubled in his last at-bat driving in Bohm. He also struck out, so he's 1 for 2. Anderson now in scoring position for Fort Morgan. The stretch. And the offering. Down and in with a fastball. Chacon struggling a bit here, trying to find the strike zone. He's thrown only 4 strikes in 11 pitches. It's 1-0. And the offering. Fastball down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. To Reyes Rodriguez. Chacon delivers. That's low again. And Martinez, we'll have to look at his line. Not sure if he was ready to come out based on his line so far, as Wright pays a visit to the mound. Let's see if we can update Martinez's numbers. Of course, you can follow us on our iScore program. Go to KSIRsports.com. And not totally cooperating yet with the updated numbers for Ramiro Martinez. The pitch to Rodriguez. Fastball's a strike. Count is at 3-1. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mustangs down by 6. And Chacon looks in. The pitch. Swung on and driven into left field. That ball's going way back towards the track, reaching up, and it's over the glove of the left fielder. Anderson's going to be around third. He will score. Rodriguez has his 2nd RBI double of the game, and the Mustangs draw to within 5. It's 7-2. That ball was cranked over there. So Rodriguez has done it again. Now let's see if Tony Zwedzik can do something. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out and struck out. Yeah, I need multiple run innings now to come back in this game. Stretched by Chacon. The pitch. That is a fastball in there for a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Looking in is Chacon. And the pitch. The breaking ball is inside. That was riding in. on the Mustang shortstop, but not enough to hit him. The stretch, the offering, low and away. And the count is now at 2-1 to Tony Zwedzig. One down, one on, one in the bottom of the sixth. Valley leads Fort Morgan 7-2. And the pitch, that one is low. 3-1. Oh, you put in another pitcher into the game, and there's always a risk. 3-1 pitch, and he bounces it in there, and the ball gets away from the catcher into third. On the wild pitch is Rodriguez, and it's also a walk to Zwedzig. All of a sudden, you've got runners at the corners. And here's Jared Henderson, who's grounded out and prior to that singled. So the Mustangs have got to feel here like they've got a legitimate shot, especially if they can plate at least another run. They're down 7-2 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. The stretch by Chacon. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a fastball down and in. Good cut by Henderson, but just missed it. It is 0-1. Runners take their leads. The stretch. And the offering. And that ball gets all the way to the screen, racing towards home and sliding in safely is Rodriguez into second on the wild pitch. Is going to be Tony Zwedzig, and the Mustangs make it a 7-3 game. And the horn's going out there in center field. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, Fort Morgan is not going away in this one. So here we go. 1-1 to Henderson. The offering. And that ball gets away from the catcher right. That'll be a pass ball. That ball hit him on the fly. Zwedzig now to third. Boy, when these players switch positions, there was a drop-off there, clearly. And that'll happen in a game, including on the mound. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Almost looks like there's a hole in that glove that Wright has the pitch. Swung on and grounded to third. Nice play over there at third. Long throw to first, runner holds. And there's 2 down as Carter Chacon makes the play. And Jared Henderson is retired. That's a big out recorded by Peyton Chacon, as Joey Schneider has walked twice. And he will now bat, with the Mustangs only down by 4. But a base hit by Schneider could make things very interesting. Fouled back on that first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. And Bladen Paulus did a nice job in relief. Yeah, he gave up those 4 runs in an inning, but he wasn't helped out by the defense either. Wind in the offering. Fastball is right there at the knees at strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Chacon for the windup. With Zwedzig at third. And the pitch swung on and lifted into right field. Again, not sure who's out there in right for Valley, but under it and making the 2-handed catch as the inning comes to an end. We'll try to... that was the one who was playing first base earlier who got hurt. That would be Avery Hanslacek, now that we've been able to spot him in right field. And he's the one that made the catch for Valley as the out is recorded. But the Mustangs put together their best offensive inning. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We have played 6. It's Valley 7, Fort Morgan 3 on B106 and B106.com.
You're loyal, right? Well, so is Brush Grocery Cart. They are loyal to their customers by consistently producing a hometown feel in their store, providing weekly specials, competitive pricing, and great selection. Brush Grocery Cart also prides themselves on their deli, full-service meat counter, bakery, and of course their customer service. At Brush Grocery Cart, you can be sure to find what you need, whether it be dinner, a snack, hot deli lunch, Western Union, fresh flowers, or fruit. Shop local. Shop smart. Shop Brush Grocery Cart. 1302 West Edison, Brush.
Do it yourself and save with great March buys at your participating Napa Auto Parts store. Like an oil change special with 5 quarts of Pennzoil conventional motor oil and a Napa Silver oil filter for just $20.99. Mobile 1 full synthetic motor oil, just $5.99 a quart. Or Shell Rotella T heavy duty diesel engine oil for only $12.99 a gallon. Save now at Central Auto Parts at East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan.
7-3 Valley leads Fort Morgan as we hit the top of the 7th inning in Fort Morgan. Bladen Pollard beginning his 4th inning of work will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Avery Hanselchek, Sean Chacon, and Cody Fuller. Hanselchek has walked and popped out and grounded out. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. And the breaking ball is a little bit high and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and pitch. Curveball is grounded foul up the third base side. And the count is level at 1-1. Visit Morgan Community College online at morgancc.edu. Stop by the campus for a personal advising session. Swag and a miss on a fastball. 1-2. It'll get you on the right track, and 5 options are available to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals with Morgan Community College. Curveball is lined into left field for a base hit beyond the lunging Austin Cosman. And it's a base hit to begin the 7th for Avery Hanselchek. That'll bring up Sean Chacon. At a bases-loaded walk, he singled and popped out. He's 1 for 2. And a nice start to the game temperature-wise, but certainly it has dropped here. Yeah, and Pollard's pitch was well-intentioned, but he hung it. Let's see. It looks like we have a courtesy runner out there. Cesar Mercado for Valley at first. Now, Fort Morgan just wants to get these outs and have a shot in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here is Chacon, the stretch by Pollard. 3-step lead at first, the pitch. Change up, a strike on the outer half. Thigh high, it's 0-1. Again, our next Mustang game will be a week from today, 4 o'clock, right here on B106 and B106.com against Weld Centrals. We'll be covering state basketball on 3 of our stations tomorrow through Saturday. And that's Low and Away on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com at 5:30. It's Brush and Holy Family in the 3A state quarters on the boys' side from Colorado Springs. 105.7 KPMX tomorrow morning at 8:45. The Sterling girls against Bishop Matchbuff. Pitch. Curveball is lined into left field, and a long run in left. That's Bohm going way back there, and it's over his head and towards the fence. Around second is Mercado headed to third, and they're going to hold him right there. It's a double for Sean Chacon on a hanger, and Valley's in business. Yeah, nothing Bohm could do on that one. He just kept going, but that was well over his head. And that'll bring up, let's see, it looks like that could be a pinch hitter there. Oh, that's David Simonson, who was in the lineup but only on defense before. Now he's going to hit for Cody Fuller, who had his struggles with a couple of strikeouts. Now the Mustangs got to play the infield in. Anyway, then on 94.5 The Ranch, Caliche boys and girls 7 and 8:30 in the Class A quarterfinals from Loveland, and the breaking ball's in there for a strike. 7-3, Valley leads Fort Morgan, top of the 7th inning, but 2nd and 3rd, nobody out for the Vikings in the 7th. The pitch, swing and foul tipped off of Schneider. The count is at 0-2. Keep in mind, we're at the 8, 9, and 1 spots in the lineup. So there's a chance here. The pitch. Curveball is just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To David Simonson, his first plate appearance of this game. At third, Mercado. Chacon at second. 1-2. Swing and a miss and a breaking. Third, Mercado. Chacon at second. 1-2. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Simonson strikes out. There's 1 down. That'll bring up Carlos Uribe, who's 0 for 3, struck out, reached on an error, and then popped out. So he's 0 for 3. And you got to block everything if you're Schneider. The pitch. Curveball is a strike. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. Now Pollitt trying to throw his best stuff right now and prevents Valley from extending the lead. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul and off to the right. Anderson at first giving chase, but it's out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. Yeah, now what do you throw? Because Pollitt is not a power pitcher. And he doesn't want to get too cute and throw something too far to the strike zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Line and pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Schneider will have to throw to first as the ball hit the dirt. Retiring Uribe, the runners hold. And there are 2 down. Nice job done by Bladen Pollitt. Now you got 1 more. Austin Brunts. He's grounded out, reached on an error, doubled and singled. He's 2 for 4 in the game. But if you get him out, you're only down 4 going into the 7th. You've got a chance. Wind and pitch. Curveball is a little bit high, just past the top of the hour. You're listening to KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan, Morgan County's B106. I'm John Beltran, live from Eddie Underwood Field in Fort Morgan. Valley 7, Fort Morgan 3. Fastball is up and away. You got a base open with Troy Wright on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. To Austin Brunts. Wind and pitch. Low. 3-0. It's being almost too careful, but again, you do have the base open. Pollitt has thrown 71 pitches so far. The offering inside with a changeup. It's a 4-pitch walk. And now Troy Wright, who has walked, popped out, delivered a 2-run single and grounded out, will now be at the plate. And the Mustangs can play it at any base and keep this game alive at 7-3. This is the key hitter right now. Even a wild pitch is going to hurt Fort Morgan. Wind in the offering. Curveball is a little bit low. Boy, Schneider held the glove there, but called the ball. Now Pollitt has thrown 5 consecutive outside the strike zone. And the 1-0. That curveball is right there for a strike on the outer half, and it's even at 1-1. To Troy Wright. The bases are loaded. Pollitt out of the windup with a 1-1 pitch. Fastball is just a little bit high. Mercado at third. Chacon at second. Brunts at first. It's a hitter's count now. 2 balls and 1 strike. Anything right there, you know that Wright's going to be hacking. 2-1 pitch. Oh, in the dirt. 3-1. Oof. What will happen now? Because now anything in the strike zone could be swung at. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Cosman cannot get it. It's into left field for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Another run around third. Chacon is in. It's a 2-run single for Troy Wright. His 3rd and 4th RBIs of the game. And Valley now leads 9-3. And that was just a ball hit perfectly on the ground through the left side. Not much you can do about that one. As advancing to second was Austin Brunts. Here's Peyton Chacon, who's 2 for 4, and that pitch is a strike. That fastball. And the count is now sitting at 0-1. Swung on and grounded foul up the left side. No balls and 2 strikes, so Valley's got to feel a lot better about themselves now. because you pick up another 2 runs in the frame. No balls and 2 strikes to Chacon. The pitch. Curveball is up and away. And the count is now at 1-2. Getting the sign is Pollitt. The pitch. Ooh, just missed. A little bit outside. Took something off it. Count is now even at 2-2. Looking in for the sign. Throw back to first, and the ball went off the runner, I think. No, get off the runner, off the base. Yeah. Well, the ball didn't get away too far. Well, seems to be okay. So here we go. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Coming up to Peyton Chacon with the runners at first and second. 2 already across. The offering. Curveball is down and away. 3-2. Now the runners will be going. Any base hit will score at least 1. The pitch. Swung on and grounded a short. Zwedzig plays it off his chest. Picks it up, and it'll be a base hit. That would have been a tough play in the hole. We'll call that a base hit. That's going to be way too tough for Zwedzig to throw him out with a lot of speed down the line as Chacon picks up the base hit and the bases are reloaded. Well, we're going to have how many courtesy runners we got out there? Looks like Wright will now get a courtesy runner. If we can identify him, that's Jermaine Mendoza. And here's Ramiro Martinez. 1 for 2 with a single and a couple of walks. The pitch. Fouled back. Also hit into a fielder's choice. No balls and 1 strike. In the top of the 7th inning, Valley leads Fort Morgan 9-3. And the offering. Upstairs with a curveball. The count levels at 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. The pitch. Short arm. That one blocked by Schneider. It's 2-1. Now, sometimes that third out takes forever. We're reaching that level of forever right now. 2-1 to Martinez. The offering. Up and away. Yeah, Pollitt's got to be tired. 87 pitches now. That's equivalent to more than a start. And the offering. Inside. Bases loaded, walk to Martinez. It's now 10-3. Yeah, it's all based on that third out. This could have been still a pretty close game, but not anymore, as it'll be Carter Chacon to bat after the conference on the mound. And watch out, because this guy could make it very ugly. And that's the danger in this one. It's already a 7-run lead. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded right side. The first baseman, Anderson, flips to the pitcher covering. Pollitt steps on the bag. And the out is recorded. Nice play there by the Mustangs to end the frame. However, Valley does the damage. And in the frame for Valley, they were able to score 3 times on 4 hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. Valley 10, Fort Morgan 3, going to the bottom of the 7th on B106 and B106.com.
Hi, this is Brittany Staley with Aspen Rehab. Our 6-day-a-week therapist can assist you with speech, occupational, and physical therapies. Our goals are to make sure that you succeed and return home quickly, and we know we can do that. Approximately 98% of residents we admit go back to their own homes. We also provide outpatient therapy if you need it. Come by and see what our Ready, Set, Go program has to offer you. Aspen Rehab Facility located inside Valley View Villa at 815 Fremont in Fort Morgan, or call to schedule an appointment at 867-8261.
Have you had your Umpqua kickstart today? Oh, I know, you're more of the laid-back Umpqua kind. I ran into several not guilty Umpquas just recently at Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies. Discover your Umpqua. Will it be all-natural nut combinations or premium fruit blends? Personally, it's time for my Take a Hike Umpqua. Umpqua Oats. It's nothing like the oatmeal your mom made you eat. It's positively the oatmeal that tastes like a treat. Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, 921 Edison in Brush.
All right, we've arrived at the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the Mustangs. 10-3 Valley. It'll be Kyle Daniels, along with Juan Aguilar and Austin Cosman for the Mustangs, against right-hander Peyton Chacon. Daniels is the pitcher of record for Fort Morgan. Ramiro Martinez for Valley. Daniels today is 0 for 3. A ground out, a fielder's choice, and a pop-up. The left-handed hitter steps in for Fort Morgan. Chacon winds, and the pitch swung on, line into right field. That is a base hit for Kyle Daniels. And the Mustangs start the bottom of the 7th inning on a good note. That's why you get that last out. It would have been 7-3. I mean, that changes this whole inning when you're down by 7 instead of being down by 4. Here's Juan Aguilar. The stretch by Chacon. The pitch. Fastball rides up and in, nearly hit him again. He's only seen 2 pitches. One hit him and the other one almost hit him. Stretch by Chacon. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss and a ball down and in. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. To Juan Aguilar. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on, grounded foul up the third base side. The count is at 1-2. If the Mustangs do not rally, they would fall to 0-3. And Valley would win their league opener, their season opener, not their league opener. That doesn't come for a little while. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, 1 on. The pitch and the breaking ball hit Aguilar again. Wow. And Chacon has not looked good. Gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning. And now Austin Cosman will not hit in this spot. He really struggled. It'll be Carlito Urquieta. Urquieta will hit. And he will bat from the right side with 2 on and nobody out. For Fort Morgan here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 10-3 to the Valley Vikings. The stretch by Peyton Chacon. And the pitch. Fastball is outside. Already a 2-hour and 11-minute game. Baseball can go like this. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. Over for a strike at the knees with a fastball. The count is even at 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. Daniels at second, Aguilar at first, and the offering, and he bounces that one in there. And taking off for third is Daniels to throw the slide. He's in there. He won as the ball got away from the catcher right. That'll be a wild pitch. Holding up at first was Aguilar, which was a smart play. He didn't spot it as quickly as Daniels did. 1-2. Check that. 2-1 to Carlito Urquieta. Well, you don't get You don't throw strikes, opposing teams can take advantage, even struggling ones like Fort Morgan. The offering. Swung on and grounded weakly to short. It's going to be a tough play. Charging, throwing on the run, and in time, as Urquietas retired, Daniels will score. The play was made by Uribe, and there is one down. Urquieta got up that line. Runner goes to second in Aguilar, and here's Wes Anderson, who's 0 for 2. Anderson stepping in. And the pitch swung on and fouled off the end of the bats, way out in front. Was Wes, and it's 0-1. No balls and one strike. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Anderson also walked. No balls and 2 strikes to Wes Anderson, 10-4 in favor of Valley. And the pitch swung on and popped up in the infield on the left side. Third baseman Chacon to his left makes the catch. There's 2 down. Off game for Wes. He's now 0 for 3. And back to second is Aguilar. And Jared Bohm is Brush's final opportunity here. In the bottom of the 7th inning. The stretch by Chacon. Pitch to Bohm. Fastball bounces in, takes a wild ricochet there off of right, advancing to third. Easily is Aguilar. Been a few wild pitches since this right-hander came into the game. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch. Rides inside, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Jared Bohm. 1 for 3. Lined out, singled, and struck out. That bounces in. 3-0. We're gonna have it's gonna be a while before this game actually ends. Chacon has thrown 42 pitches, only 20 for strikes. And the offering. That's a fastball there for a strike, and it's 3-1. Reyes Rodriguez has driven in 2 runs in this game, both on doubles. In each of the last 2 innings, looking for another opportunity. 3-1 pitch. Fastball is up and in, and Bohm walks. And here comes Rodriguez with a chance to extend the inning, as Bohm just did. Runners at the corners. At third is Aguilar, Bohm at first. And Rodriguez awaits. He's 2 for 3 in the game. The pitch bounces in all the way to the screen. Wright's going to flag it down, but Aguilar will score on the wild pitch. And it's now 10-5 in favor of Valley. Yeah, Peyton Chacon is, I'm sure, losing a little confidence out there. And with the way he's pitched today, not good. But the starter was outstanding. And Ramiro Martinez, the offering. Fastball rides inside. And the count is at 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch. And the offering. That is in the dirt. Wow. 3-0. Now the question is whether Chacon's going to be out there to record the final out, because he's nowhere close right now to getting that final out. 3-0, and that's down and in. And Rodriguez has been on base 3 straight times. That'll bring up Zwedzig. Grounded out, struck out, and walked. He's 0 for 2, but here comes head coach Steve Kistler. Let's see if he's going to make a decision right now. As Fort Morgan is still a little bit alive in this game. I can't say too much because they don't have the tying run at the plate yet. But they're slowly making a comeback. The tying run is in the hole for Fort Morgan. And Peyton Chacon has really struggled. Can't find the strike zone. The inning began with a base hit from Kyle Daniels. And in fact, this is now the 7th hitter of the inning, with 2 on, 2 in, and 2 out. So here's Zwedzig. Bohm off of second, Reyes off of first. And normally you just challenge with fastballs, but he's having trouble doing that. The pitch. Down and away. Yeah, this will be the last hitter, I would think, for Peyton Chacon if he cannot retire Zwedzig. He's been a mess in this inning, Chacon has. He's losing all confidence on the mound. I'd be surprised if he throws a strike anytime soon. He bounced that up there to the screen, not even close. Runners advance. Bohm to third on the wild pitch. Yeah, I was a high school pitcher. I could get very lonely out there. Very lonely. It's 2-0. Yeah, I walked the bases loaded once. Senior year against Dade Christian. I'll never forget that in Miami, Florida. Oh, boy. My catcher rained me out on the mound. I mean, I could have been 2 feet away and couldn't have thrown a strike. Chacon can't do it right now. He bounces that one in there. Yeah, they're going to take him out of the game. He's not even close. 30 balls and 21 strikes for Chacon. The question is, who will head coach Steve Kistler summon to the mound? 3-0 to Zwedzig. Stretch and offering. That's down and in. And we should see a pitching change with Jared Henderson about to step in. That's my guess, but so far nothing. I'm surprised that we have no change yet. But Henderson's not the tying run. He singled and grounded out twice. And from the windup is Chacon. The pitch. That bounces in and away. Here comes Bohm. He will score. The other runners advance. It's now 10-6. Getting very interesting. And now we will have a pitching change. And we'll take it with him. A 2-minute break. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Valley 10, Fort Morgan 6 on B106 and B106.com.
Timeout. Square One, Mosley Sunny, and Old School are some of the most popular flavors offered by Umpqua Oats and now available at Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies. Choose creatively delicious and original flavors like berries and pecans, Granny Smith apples, cranberries and raisins, or the blend of macadamia nuts, cashews, coconut, and papaya. How about salted caramel and carrot cake? It's positively vacation in a cup. Umpqua Oats and your favorite coffee or tea flavors at Willow Coffee Tea and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush.
Things happen. These days, there are more cars and trucks on the road than ever. People are driving more than ever. That's why you need to think about your automobile insurance, now more than ever. Great automobile coverage is no accident. Your independent agent can provide it. He represents many different companies, so he can get you the best deal, hands down. Call us. Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Fort Morgan and Brush.
Things happen.
Do you love your wife? This is Mark at Ackley Building Center, and flowers or candy are okay, but a new kitchen or bathroom or maybe a garage to park her car in. Now that says I love you. Ackley Building Center has all you need to show how much you care, and we'll even tell her that it was your idea.
Oh, honey, you're the best.
Diamonds are nice, but new windows are what she really wants. That's Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. Open 7 days a week.
It's hunting season. There's no denying that. You just got invited to an impromptu hunt tomorrow, but turn them down because you don't have your hunting license. But your buddy says,
No problem. You can get your hunting license anytime at Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Like the same Stubbs Gas and Oil right off I-76 in Wiggins?
Yep.
You know, they have some amazing food, like the jalapeno cheese corn dogs, burritos, pizza.
Dude, focus.
Sorry.
We'll get all of that and your hunting license tomorrow morning at Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Oh, good. Now I'm hungry.
You know, I am too.
The new pitcher is David Simonson, the left-hander, coming into pitch. 1 ball, no strikes to Jared Henderson. The Mustangs have tallied 3 in the frame, and they haven't had to do much hitting. They just stood there, and Peyton Chacon really struggled with his control. Valley 10, Fort Morgan 6. And if Joey Schneider can get up, he would be the tying run, believe it or not. That's where we're looking at right now. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Valley holding a 4-run lead, 10-6, and a bevy of walks is responsible for much of this late chaos here. So here's Henderson hitting from the right side. Line and pitch. Oh, he bounces that one in. I guess it's rubbing off. It is 2-0. No, I'm Henderson. I don't take a swing at all. The pitch. That's a strike. On the outside corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. Henderson can only make it a 1-run game if it's a home run. Fastball inside. It's 3-1. Unbelievably enough, the tying run is 1 pitch away from coming to the plate. 3-1 offering. Swung on and lifted into left field, into shallow left. Coming on and making the catch is Troy Wright, who was back out there. And the game is over. The Valley Vikings win the game by a score of 10-6. As the Mustangs in that inning tallied 3 runs and left 2 on base. We'll come back with a recap in 2 minutes. Valley 10, Fort Morgan 6 on B106 and B106.com.
At Morgan Federal Bank, we offer the same kinds of services as the big corporate banks, including state-of-the-art online banking, an array of deposit and loan products. But the difference between us and the big guys is in the level of service. Our focus on small business, fast, direct approval on loans, and the way we reinvest deposits to help our local economy. The difference is right here at home. Visit us at morganfed.com or stop by 321 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. We're an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
MCC can help your high school graduate get ahead this summer. Courses are offered in the classroom and online. Not only saving you money, they'll earn you college credits that will transfer to any 4-year in-state university. If you need help getting there, check out MCC's Promise. MCC promises a financial aid package to all qualified recent high school graduates, up to $3,000 guaranteed for 2 years to attend MCC. Find out more by stopping by the Fort Morgan campus or check out morgancc.edu.
The Mustang post-game show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design. Valley Vikings defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs 10-6 here in Fort Morgan. 10 runs on 12 hits. No errors. 10 left on base for the Vikings. 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. 8 left on base for Fort Morgan. The winning pitcher was Ramiro Martinez. And the loss went to Kyle Daniels. Time of the game, 2 hours and 24 minutes as Valley took a quick 2-0 lead on an RBI single from Carter Chacon. A bases loaded walk to Sean Chacon. They extended it to 3-0 in the third. Then 7-0 with 4 more in the fourth. Troy Wright had a 2-run single. Mustangs would tally a run in the fourth and another 2 more in the sixth and 3 in the seventh, but not enough as Valley scored 3 critical insurance runs with a 7-3 lead in the top of the 7th inning as they win their opener, and the Mustangs drop to 0-3 on the season. Mustangs will be back in action coming up on Friday, a doubleheader in La Junta. They'll take on Trinidad coming up at 12:45, then 3:15. They will be facing Buena Vista. Then on Saturday morning at 9:30 against La Junta, Our next Mustang baseball game will be coming to you on Wednesday, a week from today at home against Weld Central, 4 o'clock right here on B106 and B106.com. Again, you can log on to KSIRsports.com, get a pitch-by-pitch account of today's game and any Mustang and Brush Bee Digger games that we cover on B106 and 1010 respectively. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook at B106. Sound engineer and producer Fort Morgan Mustang Baseball has been Braden Godin. I'm John Beltran with a final score once again. Valley 10, Fort Morgan 6 on B106 and B106.com.